Hello everyone. In today's lecture of the chapter Respiration and Circulation Part 6, we are going to study about internal respiration. Now, internal respiration, we know that blood is the medium of transport for oxygen and carbon dioxide. When we see blood basically consists of cells and it consists of plasma. But in respiration here, we are going to study basically about RBC cells and the plasma. Now, blood is a medium of transport for oxygen and carbon dioxide, and this blood, it basically helps in transport of respiratory gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Now, in internal respiration, we are going to study 2 points, that is transport of oxygen and transport of carbon dioxide. Now, of the total oxygen transported, about 97% of oxygen is transported by RBC in the blood, whereas remaining 3% of oxygen is carried in the dissolved state through the plasma. 97% क्या होता है? हीमोग्लोबिन RBC से combine होता है, and 97% oxyhemoglobin is formed, whereas 3% is found in the dissolved state in the plasma. Now, what exactly is hemoglobin? Now, hemoglobin, it is a red colored iron containing pigment present in the RBC cells. That is why hemoglobin, it is called as a respiratory carrier. Here we have a structure of hemoglobin. We can see we have a RBC cells over here. This is the RBC cell, which is also called as erythrocyte. Now, in this erythrocyte, a red color pigment is present. This is called as hemoglobin pigment. So, this hemoglobin pigment, it is a red color iron containing pigment. Iron है इसलिए वो red color में है. So, it is red color iron containing pigment present in the RBC cells. Now, this hemoglobin, when we see this hemoglobin pigment, it has a high affinity for oxygen and it combines with it to form oxyhemoglobin. So this RBC pigment, it combines with this hemoglobin pigment and the product form is oxyhemoglobin. Now theoretically, when we see one molecule of hemoglobin has 4 ferrous, that is each of which can pick up a molecule of oxygen. We can see here this entire is the hemoglobin, okay, and this hemoglobin structure, it has 4 ferrous ions. You can see 4 Fe ions are present, and each Fe ion, it can combine with one molecule of oxygen. ये 4 हुआ, this is one Fe. You can see this is one Fe, this is another Fe, third and fourth. Okay. Now this Fe, it has this hemoglobin molecule. Basically, it has 2 alpha chain and beta chain. That is 2 Fe, 2 alpha chain and 2 beta chain. Now this Fe can combine with one molecule of oxygen over here, another molecule of oxygen over here, third molecule of oxygen, and 4 molecule. That means each hemoglobin molecule, each hemoglobin, it has 4 binding sites to pick up one molecule of oxygen. So that is why it is said that theoretically one molecule of hemoglobin has 4 molecule of He which can pick up a molecule of oxygen. So in the reaction form we can see hemoglobin, it combines with oxygen, 4 oxygen. Why 4 oxygen? Because each Fe can pick up one molecule of oxygen. एक oxygen यहाँ से, दूसरा oxygen यहाँ से, third oxygen and fourth oxygen, and that is why the product form is oxyhemoglobin. Now oxyhemoglobin is transported from the lungs to the tissue where it readily dissociates to release oxygen. Now oxyhemoglobin is transported from the lungs. In the last lecture we had studied that oxygen enters into the lungs. That means the pressure of oxygen is high in the lungs. And lungs basically it has alveoli. In the last lecture we had studied, okay. Now alveoli के अंदर ऑक्सीजन ज्यादा रहता है, whereas blood capillaries this oxygen, it then goes into the blood capillaries, and from the blood capillaries then it is transported to different tissues. Basically tissues, we know it is a group of cells. So this oxyhemoglobin is then given with the help of blood capillaries to the different cells of the body. So oxyhemoglobin is transported from the lungs. लंग्स में क्या होता है, ऑक्सीजन होता है. ब्लड कैपिलरीज में क्या होता है, आरबीसी सेल्स होता है. आरबीसी सेल्स के अंदर क्या है, हीमोग्लोबिन पिगमेंट है. तो लंग्स का ऑक्सीजन इट कंबाइंस विद द RBC cells, that is basically the hemoglobin pigment to form oxyhemoglobin, and this oxyhemoglobin it is then transported from the lungs to the tissue where it readily dissociates to release oxygen. यानी जब तक वो this oxyhemoglobin जब तक वो टिश्यूज के पास पहुंचता है, टिश्यूज के पास पहुंचने के पहले क्या होता है, ऑक्सीहीमोग्लोबिन डिसोसिएट हो जाता है. डिसोसिएट मींस व्हाट, सेपरेट हो जाता है. गेटिंग इट? तो हीमोग्लोबिन पिगमेंट जो हीमोग्लोबिन है वो सेपरेट होता है एंड ऑक्सीजन सेपरेट होता है, एंड दिस ऑक्सीजन देन इट गोज इनटू द सेल्स. We know cells it carries out different metabolic activities, different functions carry करता है. तो cells के अंदर क्या होता है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लेवल ज्यादा हो जाता है. आफ्टर परफॉर्मिंग डिफरेंट मेटाबॉलिक फंक्शंस सेल्स के अंदर क्या होता है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बढ़ जाता है, एंड दैट सेल इट रिक्वायर्स ऑक्सीजन. Okay, so from where does this cell gets oxygen? After dissociation of oxyhemoglobin from the lungs क्या होता है, oxyhemoglobin आता है from the lungs. lungs में क्या होता है, oxyhemoglobin is what you can say is lungs it has oxygen it combines with the hemoglobin of the capillaries. From the capillaries with the help of blood it goes to the what, different cells, and before entering into the cells the oxygen gets separate and hemoglobin gets separate. Okay, and this separation or this breaking of oxyhemoglobin into oxygen and hemoglobin, that is called as dissociates. So you can say this is a oxyhemoglobin, it separates to form hemoglobin and oxygen. Now it is said that however the degree of saturation of hemoglobin with oxygen depends upon the oxygen tension, that is partial pressure of oxygen. Now what do you mean by the degree of saturation? What is saturation? We had studied that just now that this is a structure of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin has 4 ferrous ions. Each Fe can pick up a molecule of oxygen. So when all the Fe ions, 1 Fe, 2 Fe, 3 Fe and 4 Fe, when all this Fe it combines or it picks up a molecule of oxygen, so this binding of Fe, all the 4 Fe binding with oxygen, that is called as 100% saturation. जब सारे Fe ions oxygen को मिलते हैं, when all the Fe ions combine with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin, this is called as 100% saturation. So it is said that however the degree of saturation of hemoglobin with the oxygen depends upon the oxygen tension, that is partial pressure of oxygen. It is also said that 100% of saturation is rare. 100%, as just now I had explained, when all the Fe combines, when all the Fe ion it combines with oxygen, when all the Fe ions when it combines with oxygen, it is called as 100% saturation. But this is rare case. हमेशा ऐसा नहीं होता कि सारे Fe सारे ऑक्सीजन को मिलेंगे. No, okay, सारे Fe, it is very rare. It is very rare case that all the Fe it combines with oxygen, and that is why it is said that 100% saturation is rare. Maximum saturation of 95 to 97% is at partial pressure oxygen in alveoli, that is 100 mmHg. क्या होता है 100% mmHg कब पॉसिबल है, और मैक्सिमम सैचुरेशन व्हेन इट इज पॉसिबल, इट इज पॉसिबल ओनली एट 95 to 97%. Okay, that is again what, when all the Fe, when all the Fe ions, when it combines with oxygen, that time what happens, 95 to 97% saturation is possible, or maximum when 3 molecules. Okay, when one molecule when all the 4 molecules, when all the 4 ions, Fe ions, combine with oxygen, it is 100%. When 3 Fe ions combine, it is about 95 to 97%. Okay, now the degree of saturation decreases with the drop in partial pressure of oxygen. This begins the dissociation of hemoglobin oxygen. Now in the previous point, it is said that maximum saturation of 95 to 97% at POP in it is in alveoli, that is 100% mmHg. We know that alveoli, when we breathe in oxygen, वो ऑक्सीजन कहा जाता है एल्वियोलाई में. दैट मीन्स वहां पे पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन ज्यादा होता है, तो ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन होगा तो ज्यादा Fe के साथ मिलेगा. यस, ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन है एल्वियोलाई में. व्हेन देयर इज मोर oxygen, when the partial pressure of oxygen is more in the alveoli, obviously we breathe in, yes, that time more oxygen is inhaled, so there are high chances of oxygen to combine with hemoglobin, so that is called as maximum saturation. Maximum saturation kaha hota hai, in the lungs, basically in the alveoli. But when the partial pressure of oxygen decreases, ओके, कहाँ डिक्रीज होगा, सेल्स के पास जाने के लिए. यस, व्हेन दिस ऑक्सी हीमोग्लोबिन, व्हेन इट गोज टुवर्ड्स द सेल्स, ओके, as I said that cells carry out metabolic process and they give out carbon dioxide, so partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the cell is high, whereas partial pressure of oxygen in the cell is low. So जब cell के अंदर partial pressure of oxygen is low, what happened, degree of saturation decreases. Degree of saturation kya, that means, what does it mean, degree of saturation decreases means what, there the chances of Fe ions to combine with oxygen, it becomes low. Okay, at 30 mmHg of partial pressure of oxygen, only 50% of saturation can be maintained. That means when the partial pressure of oxygen, when it is 30 mmHg, at that time क्या होता है, only 50% of saturation can be maintained. That means what, again with the help of this diagram, at 30 mmHg, what happens, only 50% of saturation is maintained. 50% means what, only 2 molecules of Fe, only 2 molecules of Fe will combine with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay, when it is 100%, when it is 100 mmHg, that time, that means what, 4 molecules of Fe combines with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. When it is 97 or when it is 75, okay, that times 3 Fe it will combine with oxygen. But at 30 mmHg, what happens, the saturation is 50%. 50% means what, half. So only two, you can see only 2 ions of Fe it can combine with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. This I can explain this, or we'll see with this 30%, 95%, this we'll see with the help of oxygen dissociation curve, that is Bohr's effect. Okay, but before that we'll study what do you mean by oxygen dissociation curve. It is the relation, the oxygen dissociation curve means what, the relationship between oxyhemoglobin saturation and oxygen tension is called as oxygen dissociation curve. this oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, it is a sigmoid curve. You can see this is the chart, okay, not chart, this is the what you can say curve, and through the curve, okay, through the curve we can come to know how much is the oxygen, partial pressure of oxygen, and how much oxygen saturation is taking place. Basically oxygen oxyhemoglobin saturation is taking place. Now, why it is called as Bohr effect? Bohr, basically, he was a scientist named as Niels Bohr, and he studied about the partial pressure of oxygen on the hemoglobin. And through his studies, he made this curve. Okay, he made this graph, and through the graph, he gave us different, what you can say, different studies, different curves. Okay, now it is said that, let us study over here. Now, oxygen dissociation curve, it shifts towards the right due to increase in H plus concentration. इसके पहले it is said that oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve, it is a sigmoid curve. You can see this is oxygen dissociation curve, okay. But before that, you can see we have x-axis and we have y-axis. X-axis indicates oxygen pressure, basically partial pressure of oxygen. Okay. In the last lecture, we had studied what is partial pressure. Partial pressure means what? The pressure exerted by an individual gas in a mixture of gases. बहुत सारे mixture of gases रह गए, तो उसमें से एक individual gas कितना pressure exert करता है, उसे बोलते हैं partial pressure. So here we are dealing with partial pressure of oxygen. Okay, so here we have on the x-axis we have partial pressure of oxygen. This is in the form of mmHg. Okay, mm mercury. Okay, millimeter of mercury. So you have 20 millimeter of mercury, 40 mmHg, 60 mmHg, 80 mmHg, and 100 mmHg. Whereas this is the saturation level or saturation percentage of oxyhemoglobin. So this is 20% of saturation of oxyhemoglobin, 40%, 60%, 100%, 80%, sorry, and 100%. So when we see oxygen dissociation curve, it is a sigmoid curve. Can you see this is a sigmoid curve? Sigmoid curve means what? S-shaped curve. Okay, sigmoid यानी S-shaped curve को बोलते हैं sigmoid curve. You can see this is sigmoid curve. Now, as we had studied that 100% saturation occurs in the lung alveoli. When the oxygen, the partial pressure of oxygen is 100 mmHg, that time 100% of saturation is possible. So you can see this is 100% of saturation. Here if we'll draw a line over here, okay, it meets with 100 mmHg. So at 100 mmHg, what happens? 100% of saturation of oxyhemoglobin is possible. That means all the 4 Fe, it combines with it combines with molecule of oxygen. Each Fe molecule, each Fe ion can pick up a molecule of oxygen. Okay. Now, okay, now here it is oxygen dissociation curve. It shifts to the right due to first point increase in hydrogen ion concentration. जब hydrogen ion concentration बढ़ता है, you can see this is a graph. Okay, this is the right side and this is the left side. Okay, normal it is sigmoid curve. Okay, this is sigmoid curve, S-shaped curve. Oxygen dissociation curve is S-shaped curve, and this we take it as a standard. This is the right side of the curve, and this is the this is the left side of the curve. So whenever there is increase in hydrogen ion concentration, जब भी हाइड्रोजन आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ जाता है, तो ये सिग्मॉइड कर्व जो है वो कहाँ मूव होता है? टुवर्ड्स द राइट साइड. Also increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide and increase in temperature. whenever environment में temperature बढ़ जाता है and whenever there is partial pressure of carbon dioxide increases, जैसे cells के अंदर we know that cells they carry out different metabolic activities, cells different functions perform करते हैं, तो ऑक्सी हीमोग्लोबिन का जो ऑक्सीजन रहता है that is taken up by the cells, लेकिन जब मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज परफॉर्म हो जाता है सेल्स के अंदर पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बढ़ जाता है. ओके, सो whenever the partial सेल्स के अंदर जब पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बढ़ जाता है तो क्या होता है, this sigmoid curve it moves to the right. You can see whenever there is high CO2, whenever the partial pressure of carbon dioxide increases, at that time the pH becomes low and the sigmoid curve it moves to the right. Also, rise in the DPG, that is 2,3-diphosphoglycerate, formed in the RBC during glycolysis. In 11th standard, we had studied about glycolysis. Okay, what exactly is glycolysis? It is the first step of aerobic respiration. Yes, it is a common pathway for aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So, what happens in the RBC during glycolysis? A compound is formed. ये compound का नाम है DPG, that is 2,3-diphosphoglycerate. And when this 2,3-diphosphoglycerate is formed in RBC, at that time also what happens? The sigmoid curve it shifts to the right. Okay. And when all these factors, because of all these factors, when the oxygen dissociation curve, when it moves to the right, what happened? It lowers the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen. Affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen यानी क्या? उस टाइम पे क्या होता है? ऑक्सीजन हीमोग्लोबिन से कम बाइंड होता है. Okay, at 100% mmHg we had studied. That means in 100% saturation कब हमें मिलता है? लंग्स के अंदर. Okay, when oxygen partial pressure of oxygen is more, but as soon as when there is partial pressure of carbon dioxide, when it becomes high, that means in the body tissues, what happens? Oxygen का जो binding है वो कम हो जाता है hemoglobin के साथ. So these are the factors. Okay, the oxygen dissociation curve it shifts to the right. When it shifts to the right, when there is increase in hydrogen concentration, when there is increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide and rise in temperature, and also when there is rise in 2,3-diphosphoglycerate which is formed in the RBC during glycolysis. So because of all these factors क्या होता है? ऑक्सीजन कम हो जाता है बाइंड करने के लिए. Okay, the oxygen the affinity becomes very much less to bind with the hemoglobin. So this shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve due to change in partial pressure of carbon dioxide in blood. So this is called as Bohr effect. What is Bohr effect? It is the shift of oxyhemoglobin dissociation curve due to change in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in blood. As we had seen earlier, that it is sigmoid curve, but when it shifts to the right, so when it shifts to the right, because of all these certain factors, it is called as Bohr effect. Bohr was a scientist, basically Niels Bohr was the name, and he gave us all this what studies regarding the oxygen dissociation curve. Now next is Haldane effect. Now what is Haldane effect? Haldane effect, it says that oxyhemoglobin functions as an acid. It decreases pH of blood, and due to decrease in the number of H plus ions, sodium, what you can say, so bicarbonate changes into water and CO2. So oxyhemoglobin functions as an acid. Oxyhemoglobin, it acts as an acid. It decreases pH of blood. When oxyhemoglobin is formed in the blood, what happens? pH of the blood decreases. And when the pH of the blood decreases, what happens? Due to this, the increase in the number of H plus ions and bicarbonate ions changes into water and carbon dioxide. So all these factors, this is called as Haldane effect. All these three factors we are going to study in the next, that is transport of carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's it for today's lecture. I hope you understood. Thank you.